Hurricane preparedness and social security will be our focus on today's show. Plus, we take a trip to the library. But first, the news of the day. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and you're watching Jamaica Magazine. Stay tuned.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 7. Cabinet has approved writing off $106.23 billion of debt, receivables, and impaired investments by the Financial Sector Adjustment Company, FinSAC. At this morning's post-cabinet press briefing, Information Minister Senator Royal Reid said the move was part of efforts to wind up the operations of FinSAC within another 12 to 18 months.
In order to facilitate the winding up process, various debt due from intervened entities will have to be written off. And this will aid in facilitating an application to the Company's Office of Jamaica to remove FinSAC and FIS from the register of companies and, of course, to liquidate them.
FinSAC and the Financial Institution Services, FIS, were established by government to intervene in the financial sector crisis of the 1990s. The intervention was conducted through share acquisitions and purchasing of non-performing loans which were then divested. Local Government and Community Development Minister Desmond McKenzie says government is committed to enacting a proper building code that will advance the country's development. He was opening the debate on the Building Bill 2017 in Parliament yesterday. Minister McKenzie says the bill will establish no-build zone areas and address squatting, considerations for persons with disabilities, building permits, and the training and licensing of building practitioners.
This bill does not only create and maintain standards for construction and maintenance of physical structures across the country, but it is also a comprehensive approach to the development of the built environment in the country.
The building bill replaces the Kingston and St. Andrew Building Act and the Parish Council Building Act. The China Development Bank has expressed its willingness to expand cooperation with Jamaica as the country seeks to build out its infrastructure projects. The affirmation follows Monday's meeting between Minister without Portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Dr. Horace Chang, and Chinese officials. Minister Chang, who is currently on a 2-week visit to Macau, China, discussed funding arrangements for a $346 million water and sewerage project in Negril and the corporate area. He also discussed the funding of the $1.28 billion highway network project. Areas to be covered include the Maypen to Williamsfield link, the Williamsfield to Montego Bay roadway, and the Montego Bay bypass. Dr. Chang says it's projected that the overall road construction projects would increase the island's GDP by 3% and generate over 100,000 jobs. Several Jamaicans overseas will be presented with special Governor General's awards at the Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference. This will take place on July 23 during the opening ceremony of the conference to be held at the Jamaica Conference Center. Chairman of the Jamaica Diaspora Conference 2017, Earl Jarrett, made the disclosure while speaking at a JIS think tank on Tuesday.
The Governor General will be recognizing Jamaicans from the diaspora who have excelled, who have moved their own lives significantly from one place to the other within that space.
The Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference will run for 5 days under the theme Partnering for Growth. Discussions will focus on the diaspora's contribution to health, the country's economic growth agenda, and education. Members of the diaspora will also use a day to engage in community service. The conference has so far been launched in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom.
So the word has been going out about the conference. There has been tremendous excitement. We're anticipating that we will see in total attendance around 1,200 persons here in Jamaica.
And finally, the government has issued consoling words to the family of two of Jamaica's stalwarts who passed away recently. On Monday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness hailed Lady Ivy Cook, widow of former Governor General Sir Howard Cook, as an outstanding educator. Lady Cook, who was 100 years old at the time of her passing, is survived by her 3 children. And on Tuesday, both Prime Minister Holness and Sport Minister Olivia Grange said Jamaica had lost one of its finest sons in 67-year-old Captain Horace Burrell. Mr. Holness said Captain Burrell's death was a loss to many communities and would leave a significant gap in the island's football program. Describing Captain Burrell as a patriot who was fully committed to football, Minister Grange said his death had left a void. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Hurricanes can strike at any time. In the event of one, be prepared to act quickly. If a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, review your home disaster response plan. Map out likely routes to evacuate if your home is at risk and confirm with relatives or friends you plan to stay with. Also, confirm the location of the nearest shelter. Check your emergency supplies and restock if necessary. Remember, disasters do happen, so be prepared.
The authorities are projecting an above-normal 2017 hurricane season. For this reason and more, state agencies responsible for disaster preparedness must be ready. We have the details on their preparation efforts.
If forecasters are right, expect some amount of this weather during the hurricane season. State agencies with responsibility for disaster management have already primed all departments to be ready if a tropical system decides to come our way.
The National Disaster Organization, I need to assure you all, is ready for all adversities.
Jamaicans must prepare for above normal activity for the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season, which runs until November 30. The National Hurricane Center, based in the United States of America, is predicting 11 to 17 named storms. 5 to 9 of them could develop into hurricanes, and 2 to 4 of those are expected to be Category 3 or stronger. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica is in accordance with the prediction.
Forecast for this year compares favorably with what we experienced last year and suggests that this 2017 season will be either a normal or a bit above normal one in terms of its tropical cyclone activity.
The forecast does not indicate how many of these systems will or could be a threat to Jamaica. Even more reason to be prepared.
And our recent memory will tell us that just one surface trough is able to inflict damage of over $2 billion and destroy livelihoods. We must ensure that we prepare ourselves for the worst.
The prediction is out and state agencies are heeding the warning. The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development is leading the charge, working with first responders and parish authorities.
In terms of our readiness and preparedness, we have a cadre of 300 social workers and record officers across all 14 parishes who are now on alert. The team has gone through sensitization sessions in relation to post-disaster registration and assessment of victims, how to conduct assessments, how to complete the assessment forms and emergency relief application forms, and shelter inspection forms. 200 of our social workers are trained in first aid and cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, across all 14 parishes. All our parish managers, administrators, and social workers are assigned a phone in the closed user group, thus allowing for direct contact and communication island-wide. In respect of our emergency supplies, the ministry has increased the stock at our warehouse. We're currently procuring additional supplies, food and comfort items for the hurricane season. We have MOUs in place with suppliers in all parishes for credits of emergency supplies to be activated as the need arises. We have transportation identified and the fleet of vehicles are serviced and ready for deployment. Our welfare and shelter plan is in activation mode, and our shelter inspection, we have completed 700 of the 900 shelters island-wide. Those have been inspected to ensure that the distribution of supplies can be accommodated therein.
The Ministry of Health, another critical state organ, has also completed training and is on standby if a disaster occurs.
The ministry has over the last 6 months made some strides in ensuring that our health facilities are resilient to disasters and will be able to continue to function during and after disasters at optimum capacity.
Long before June 1, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, OPM, conducted critical consultations with various stakeholders.
We've had public education and training at several communities across the island, schools and other institutions, places of business, and even places of worship. Simulation exercises have been conducted, specialized training for first responders, mitigation studies concluded and others commenced, improvement of response and contingency plans, and improvement of internal operation processes at the OPM.
The Meteorological Service of Jamaica is improving its method of communicating with the public. This includes the use of social media and text messages for the dissemination of weather alert messages.
You will also eventually be getting your warning messages in graphical imagery, where you can also see color coding as to whether it is an immediate warning or a long-term warning. So you will be seeing that as we roll out this hurricane season.
The administration is determined to create and maintain a momentum of urgency in the public's mind about hurricane preparedness.
We, as a government, working with the various entities, will continue to ensure that the country is prepared for any possible eventuality that may arise during the season.
Lives first, property next.
In a few days, we will be celebrating our fathers. But a day is not enough. Every day we can show appreciation for those special males who ensure that their children are taken care of. Today we honor one. In our next feature, see how one dad used the PATH program to secure a better future for his children.
Nearly 10 years ago, Aaron Nation was in a predicament. He had 3 daughters in school for whom he had big dreams, but very little means to make them a reality. As a security guard, he was earning a minimum wage, and his wife was unable to work due to an illness. Even sending his girls to school and providing for his family's basic needs was a challenge. What was he to do? The answer came from a colleague.
I was introduced by one of my co-workers one night while we was at work, and she was telling me how she benefit with her 3 children. So I found it interesting. So the very next day I went to the office and applied, and they gave me a form and complete the form and take it back to the office with information on it. And then after that, one of the social workers visited the house to confirm the information that was given on the paper. And then I was being informed that I was being enrolled on the program.
What Aaron's co-worker introduced him to was the Program of Advancement Through Health and Education, PATH. It's a cash transfer program funded by the Government of Jamaica and the World Bank. Since 2002, PATH has been offering assistance to thousands of parents like Aaron.
It helped my children them throughout school, especially the lunch program was good for me because all I need to give them was $300 each day to pay their fare and $100 to buy a drinks because they get a meal every day.
With the monthly stipend PATH offered, plus the meals provided under the school feeding program, Aaron was empowered to ensure his girls never missed a day of school. He was finally able to put them on track for the bright future he dreamed of.
Compliance in attending school is a requirement of the PATH program. So if you do not attend school every day, the benefits are cut. You can lose them if the children are not attending school. So I believe that that is one positive contribution that it has made, where besides giving the assistance, that it has said that there must be compliance in school attendance.
Aaron's eldest daughter, Nicole, is grateful for PATH's support. She credits it with putting her well on the path to fulfilling her dreams of being a medical doctor. She's now an intern at the Spanish Town Hospital.
I began the PATH program when I was at Montego Community College. I was just starting college, and so my father received the monthly stipend to assist our household. The PATH program became a more fundamental part of my educational journey when during my last year of medical school, I received a grant of $100,000 to help finance my tuition.
Nicole's sister Marielle, who is now a trained teacher, also got help from PATH towards her tertiary education.
As soon as she was 18 years old, I went back to the office, complete the forms. They gave me a grant of $50,000, so I used it to help pay the school fee at Sam Sharp Teachers College. And then in the final year, I saw one day in the newspaper when it came out that final year student would be granted $100,000. So I have 2 children who was on their final year.
Now, only one of the nation's sisters remains on the program at the secondary level. Just like the nation's sisters, PATH has enabled many students to shine from the primary to tertiary levels.
PATH students have excelled. There's a youth ambassador program in the PATH program, and 16 persons were awarded at a function we had recently, the Mona Visitors Lodge. And in those 16 youth ambassadors, I mean, that's such a positive story. There was one medical doctor, there was an attorney, linguists, teachers, persons who have truly excelled and who can speak of the benefits of the PATH program.
Nicole was one of those bestowed the prestigious title of Youth Ambassador.
Being a youth ambassador, it is a privilege, it is an honor. I view it as a critical role, especially in helping to move Jamaica forward. We're an inspiration, we're a motivation, we're there to drive students and say, hey, you can achieve not just a high school education, but also a tertiary education. We will be going to visit schools, we'll be on the devotionals, we'll be encouraging students. Take the money, take the lunches, take whatever PATH provides for you and make it your own. Do your best in school, get an education, and the sky is the limit.
In addition to providing a monthly stipend, feeding young beneficiaries and providing school grants, PATH provides several other benefits for students and their parents.
We have the Steps to Work program, which is a program that allows the parents of the children to become gainfully engaged, whether in shops, setting up shops, rearing pigs, rearing chickens, so that they, in time, can come off. It's the graduation strategy to get people off of PATH, because of course you don't want people to remain on PATH for the rest of their lives.
Students also receive money for transportation to school, and those at the secondary level are able to sit 5 CSEC subjects free of cost, enabling them to meet the minimum qualifications for acceptance to university. And there are plans on the horizon for the monthly family stipend.
We have been looking at, and it's going to come through, increasing the benefits that we pay.
I would encourage any parents to try and don't let it go by, because it's a good program and it can really assist you through education. So if you're really serious about education, please stick to the thing, because it can work, because it works well for me. Not just well, but very, very well.
In addition to students, PATH beneficiaries include persons 60 years and over who don't receive a pension, persons with disabilities, pregnant and lactating women, and poor adults 18 to 59 years of age. If you need more information on the PATH program, contact the Ministry of Labour and Social Security at 922-9500-14 or visit their website mlss.gov.jm.
We have championed e-learning in Jamaica, provided state-of-the-art technology in over 200 educational institutions, developed materials for CSEC, piloted the Tablets in Schools project in 38 schools, including infant and primary, and trained thousands of teachers in technology integration. We are eLearning Jamaica Company Limited, ELJAM, an agency of the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. Visit our website, www.elearnja.org.
Remember when the library was the first place to go when you had a big project and needed to do research? You know, way before internet access was so widely available, before Wikipedia and Google. If you haven't been to a library in a while, you should pay a visit. Even in today's digital age, the library is still relevant. Not only a place for books, the offerings are so much more. And with the summer holidays fast approaching, it is also a great place to send the children for a wonderful adventure.
The Portland Parish Library plays an integral role in serving several communities. Their annual summer program caters to children between the age groups of 3 to 15. Last summer, the participants were challenged to integrate the cyberverse in their summer activities.
We are hosting approximately 320 students across the parish. We were privileged to have 44 computers through the Global Libraries Project. Here at the Parish Library, we have 19 new state-of-the-art computers that we are able to serve adults and children alike. So our children were introduced to what we call CUDA software, which is a gaming software that teaches them to build their own games. So they had a privilege to do that. We also were able to name the groups. We have a group called Wi-Fi, a group called Hotspot.
Children were similarly engaged through the Portland Parish Library Network.
The network consists also of 6 branch libraries, and these are located in the more rural towns in Portland: Buff Bay, Long Bay, Hope Bay, Hector's River, Mount Pleasant, and Bybrook branch libraries. We also have in the network our mobile library stops, where we take the library to the more rural areas.
In addition to the artistic activities such as singing, dancing, and poetry writing and recital, the participants became environmentalists, using recycled material to create craft products, and mathematics technicians through the aid of specialists.
The program that I'm implementing is to use problem-solving strategies to assist students in becoming better thinkers in their mathematics activities. This program is implemented in collaboration with CASE Citizenship Program. I've seen a good response in the students.
The Portland Parish Library continues to empower students through the newly state-of-the-art computers.
The computers help me with my SPAs and assignments, which I wouldn't otherwise get to do up at the school.
The library is able to successfully host their summer program through partnership with a number of supporting entities such as the National Youth Service, the Parish Council, and Jamaica Cultural Development Commission.
I would encourage all those persons in the nearby communities, my neighbors, friends, family, to come in, use the library. Please ensure you utilize the Parish Library and all its wonderful resources.
The Portland Parish Library is very outstanding in the way it interacts with the community. So we're here for them. We extend ourselves as best as we can, and we give the community the support.
No, instead of war, peace. But I don't want World War III because
because we will blow up the earth. If I could change one thing in this world, we would have no weapon. No knives or swords, no guns or bombs, just peace. Just peace. I am a promise. I am a possibility. I am a promise. Promise to be happy, happy. I am a brave babe from the love that entry alone. Yeah. I'm learning to end my voice, and I'm trying to make the right choice. I am a promise to be anything I want it to be.
They are indeed Jamaica's promise, and the Jamaica Library Service is helping to hone their skills. And on that note, we leave behind the picturesque parish of Portland in the east and take you to central Jamaica to the old Spanish capital, where the St. Catherine Parish Library is located. All this on the next episode of the JLS Spotlight. Informing, educating, entertaining. That's what we do. Keep watching Jamaica Magazine.
Do you remember the last time you learned something new? How did it feel? There are so many benefits to learning new things. 1, it improves confidence. 2, it helps us become more adaptable. 3, also, we can become much more creative because we now have a wide range of information and perspectives to call on. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new. So what can you learn today? It can be as simple as a new word. Here's one, Rosarian, which means a person who is fond of, develops, or cultivates roses. Yes, it's that easy. You can try a new hobby like baking or gardening, or a new way of cooking your favorite meal. How about learning a new skill like sewing? Do you like popular culture? Try learning that new dance move. And if you want to get very adventurous, try a new, safe route from work. Your brain will thank you for it, and you will become a better version of yourself, adding to the adept pool of persons that are already making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Today's show has come to an end, but information from JIS is always at your fingertips. Visit our website or our YouTube page. Got feedback or comments on today's show? Send us an email or visit our social media pages. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.